Yeah. Never dispose of the pen, I'm at it again, we close to the end. The older I get, emphatic I am. They try to pretend, they try to be friend, wreak havoc instead. Look at the trends, can't comprehend my dramatic ascent. I'm heavenly sent, they try to condemn. Ladies and gentlemen, I am the man. Yeah, different vision but the same goes. Big collision off the main road, that's the beaten path where my brain goes. Fuck the devil's wrath off my halo. Hella stones, no Thanos. Hella gold, no rainbow. This is hella genius in my brain lobes. Hella gross as far as revenue goes. Bought me a net for these Benjamins though. You not the threat.
What up? Holly, I think you get your alerts earlier than everyone else because you're always in here like a bear, patiently waiting. Well, I'll tell you all a little bit. I'll tell you why it's an evening swole today.
Black in America, little too arrogant. I just embarrass y'all niggas irrelevant. I shouldn't mention it. That's royal etiquette. Out of my element, way too intelligent. Grab you a therapist, sending my sentiments. Neck full of sediments. Cop me a Tesla and skirt through the valley. Drop the investment in Silicon Valley. All this cake, but I'm missing the patty. Might mess around and just move to Miami. Drums are so loud that they breaking the chassis.
So we got an evening swole today. Evening swole. It's all right. Anytime we get the swole is good. It's always a good time, is it not? We'll get started in just a few moments, so come on in and come on.
Yeah. Never dispose of the pen, I'm at it again, we close to the end. The older I get, emphatic I am. They try to pretend, they try to be friend, wreak havoc instead. Look at the trends, can't comprehend my dramatic ascent. I'm heavenly sent, they try to condemn. Ladies and gentlemen, I am the man. Yeah, different vision but the same goes. Big collision off the main road, that's the beaten path where my brain goes. Fuck the devil's wrath off my halo. Hella stones, no Thanos. Hella gold, no rainbow. This is hella genius in my brain lobes. Hella gross as far as revenue goes. Bought me a net for these Benjamins though. You not a threat, you an enemy though. Broke me a sweat, killing enemies slow. Body offset, all these feminine flows. Hardly upset, but you testing me though. All of these stats are depressingly low. Why your girl think I'm a specimen though? Drums and them perks is my medicine though. There's no comparison. Black in America, little too arrogant. I just embarrass y'all niggas irrelevant. I shouldn't mention it. That's royal etiquette. Out of my element, way too intelligent. Grab you a therapist, sending my sentiments. Neck full of sediments. Cop me a Tesla and skirt through the valley. Drop the investment in Silicon Valley. All this cake, but I'm missing the patty. Might mess around and just move to Miami. Drums are so loud that they breaking the chassis. King of the grass like I'm Lionel Messi. I am not crass, but my mental is messy. Mud in my glass while my pencil is sketching. All these rappers, but no one impressed me. Most of them actors at labels is testing.
Good afternoon. Here we go, fam. 1061. Yeah.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing, test. Oh, welcome everyone to episode 1061 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beercast, broadcast, gangcast, mancast, pimpcast, sleazecast, and the slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What is going on, my beaches? Thanks for joining live on Facebook, on Instagram, YouTube, Periscope, Twitch, everywhere you catch the eye gains. And for those of you that like to just bang your ear holes, I understand. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, Overcast, Undercast, Pimpcast, Pubecast, wherever you can get podcasts. There's like everything. You can, apparently there's just places where you can hear it. When you do a search, it just pops up on these random fucking websites. I'm everywhere. I'm probably in the dark web, the deep web, the swole web. I'm everywhere. If I'm on different planets, I'm sure this is radiating to the atmosphere. We're intergalactic sick fucking gains. What's up, DP? What up, King Darius? You fucking jabron. What up, Myrilla? What up? What up, Beesh? Yo, we gotta talk. So we got some big stuff. We're gonna have Jeb in the house soon. Jeb in the house. Jeb, my good friend is coming into town mañana. Mañan. So we'll both be on the podcast. I'll get him on one of these days coming up. So that'll be cool. We could do maybe a Q&A. We'll do some kind of like on the fly swole. We'll just do some, I don't know. We'll do some freestyle shit this week. It's going to be some good episodes. I'm sure of it. The headband made it into the Daily Swole finally. Ah, that's right. I know, different realms. I got swoles in different area codes. I got swoles in different realms. So today, the reason why it's an evening swole today, and I wanted to bang it out. I wanted to bang it out earlier. That's what she said. I wanted to get this done earlier, and I was so ready. But in Florida, especially during this time of year where it's like spring, summer, they mow the lawn and do weed whacking and leaf blowing like literally every fucking day. Because as you can imagine, when it's nice all the time, when it's humid all the time, when it's just nice weather, things just grow. When they say, oh, this plant just grows like a weed, the weeds grow like weeds, and everything is just a weed here. It's just like, Florida is like a weed. It's all the time. So I was thinking, sometimes I know there's some sound in the background. I can't help everything. But if I can, I want it to be as good as possible. I want it to be clean. I want the audio to be clean. I don't want you listening to a podcast and there's like a leaf blower in the background. That sucks. Someday it'll be like an official Swole office. It'll be like soon. Someday it'll be a place where I can have air conditioning on while I do a podcast. I'm really excited for the summer, everyone. Really excited. Remember last year when I was just sweating balls because I have to turn off the air because it's too loud? Oh, man, it's coming. The heat is coming. The heat is coming. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm not excited. It's just so fucking hot. It's so fucking hot. I need to get a fan. I need to get like a cooling pad just right for my nutsack. Oh, that might be a good idea. I don't know. In the summer, I'm usually just like, I do the show, I'm dripping, and I'll shut it off, and I just jump in the shower, like a cold shower right after. Caught you at the end of your meal prep. Gangsta. Oliver, I've never heard the lawnmowers you hear when I listen. Really? Oh, maybe. All right. Well, here's the thing. When it's live, Instagram probably hears it because Instagram is going through the phone. Here I have like gates and expanders, so I'm cutting out a lot of background noise. I usually hear it because I'm listening on, studio headphones. You can hear a fucking mouse fart when when you're doing audio editing. So for you all, you probably don't hear all those details. But come on, as the creator, I notice every little nuance. Every time there's like a little noise or a little buzz, I'm like, oh my God. I've done that a few times at the beginning in the pre-roll. I'm saying, I'm sorry for the edit. There's some sound in the background and people are like, what are you talking about? So sometimes you can hear it more than others, depending. Well, that's good. Yeah. All right. So who knows what every time. Well, what I hear here, get it? What I hear here is different than maybe what it gets to you when all the audio compression from the streaming and shit like that. It's all right. Never noticed the mower. Okay, everyone. Fine. So it's perfect. So the Daily Swole is just perfect. Anyway. All right. Cool. Leo says it's good. Very nice. It's a nice thing. Mike Cubelis, taking my NASM CPT test on Friday. Good man. I listened to a podcast that said you used to instruct for them. Yeah, I didn't work directly. Well, I kind of did. It was like a bridge. I taught at a school. I taught their certification. So I wasn't a master instructor for NASM, like officially through there. Actually, what the situation was at the time was, so I applied to be a master instructor for NASM. This is years ago. But since I was on the East Coast, they already had like a full crew on the East Coast. They had too many people because what they do is they split up and they do different weekends and stuff like that when they teach their certifications. But I taught at a school. One of the master instructors was actually a teacher. We were colleagues and taught at a school. So it was a 9-month program. So it would prep people to be personal trainers. And we taught the NASM CPT, we taught the CES and the PES. So it was literally like a prep course, but it wasn't just like, hey, a weekend prep course. It was like hands-on. There was lab time. There was a whole gym in the school. And over the course, or it literally taught you pretty much anatomy, physiology, everything NASM, but in depth, like hands-on in depth. So it wasn't just like, oh, you learn online, you do a couple note cards and you pass your test. So it was hands-on, very hands-on. So yeah. So I mean, I know that certification inside and fucking out. And then I worked for Beachbody. I was a master trainer for them, and I got brought on to, because of my experience with everything, but also with NASM, because when they started doing P90X in gyms, they started teaching instructors. And now they call it P90X Live. But at the beginning, it was like full customization of the P90X program. How do you teach P90X in a gym? So they were combining the branding. They were using P90X, not just selling the DVDs, Beachbody and Insanity and all that stuff. They weren't just selling the DVDs. They wanted to have instructors teach it live in studios. So the certification, the P90X certification, was a combination of P90X and NASM. So they brought me on and several other master trainers when they first launched the certification to teach it to people and integrate both of those things together and help create the curriculum for the certification. So that was cool. I have a big background in education in terms of teaching in front of a large audience. So that's why the podcast and this content and the Q&As and stuff are very straightforward, and I deliver the content that can be absorbed easily because I'm used to teaching people that don't have the first fucking clue of what's going on when they start, right? They might come in completely blank with fitness training and everything. So I teach high level people in terms of training. I could do, we can go there. We can also go very fundamental. So that's why we cover such a broad range of topics here. And that's why the Q&As are great, because I have a lot of opinions and experience with a lot of different areas in fitness and just a unique perspective. I'm not just someone who just taught in a gym. Oh, Oliver, I'm going to fucking e-slap you, you beesh. But aren't you just a YouTube influencer? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. All I've ever wanted to be was a YouTube fucking influencer. Aren't you an influencer? Aren't you a YouTuber? Aren't you a YouTuber, Papa Swole? But aren't you just a YouTuber? Fuck that noise. Fuck it. That's a good influencer background. Yeah. All right, everyone. Oliver's trolling the page. What's going on, fam? So today is front and back titties. How many of you do push-pull in your training? How many of you do chest and back? How many of you do some front and back titties? Today's episode is called Front and Back Titties, but we're going to talk about that. I was going to the gym. I want to give you a little bit like a personal background of what I did today. I went to the gym today with the intention of doing front and back titties. I love chest and back, by the way. Most of you know this. I love chest and back. I fucking love chest and back. It's essentially just push-pull. I mean, you can do chest and back is borderline just upper body. I think we all agree with that pretty much. You're working your biceps, you're working your shoulders, you're working your triceps. It's just a way of like, okay, if you're doing chest and back, you're focusing more on those big multi-joint movements. So when you're doing chest and back, you're not doing a bicep curl per se, right? But you're still activating everything in the upper body. So that's kind of like why I like chest and back, because it hits everything. It's essentially upper body, but I love just front and back titties. I love chest and back. So I went, and this is very rare for me. I went today with the intention I'm going to do chest and back. I ended up doing full body. That's right, fam. I ended up doing full body. And it's funny because a lot of the content I've done recently is like how I don't like doing strength for full body. I usually like to segment a little bit, just do upper, just do lower. That's usually what I gravitate towards. But I like doing total body workouts. I like doing mobility workouts and training. So I do a lot of total body integration. But for strength, a lot of times I like to do more segmented type training, depending. So I did, let's see what I did. What did I do today? What did I do? I started with some dips and some pull-ups just to decompress the spine. And then I supersetted some back squats with T-bar rows. That was fucking nice. I didn't go super heavy. I kept it like moderate weight. I didn't go super heavy because I was doing kind of like shorter rest. So I did T-bar rows with back squats. And then I went to incline dumbbell press with RDLs with the same weight. So I was doing 80s or 90s. I was just kind of doing like, not to, close to failure, but shorter rest. Just doing a few sets of like some good strength, nothing too super heavy, like, really like a few reps. I wasn't trying to like, max out for strength, something like, 6, 8, 10 reps. So I was doing like 80s, 90s, 95s for pressing and for stiff legs. And I really kept my legs really like, I only bent them a little bit. So I didn't go full range of motion. I wasn't trying to get down all the way. I just went really short and really worked on driving those hips back and keeping that tension just from the fucking beginning. Oh, it was great. And then I did some tricep push downs and some easy bar curls, just a few sets. It's nice. It's nice. The point I'm trying to make is that it's nice to mix things up. It's nice to shake things up, but it's nice for me now, this kind of season, as I mentioned it before, my season for training has changed where I am doing, and I've mentioned this a lot recently because I think I'm still just trying to wrap my head around how I'm shifting my own personal approach, that I'm doing more frequency and less volume. I am so used to just crushing myself in the gym. Really, I'm so used to just beating the shit up out of myself. I'm so used to that. I've been doing that for fucking years. I've been doing that for years. Bigger splits, tons of volume, crippling soreness. I just like hitting things more often. However, I think it's important to address the fact that if you're going to hit things more often or less volume, you still got to make it up. You still got to go more for strength too. Don't forget to push yourself on those sets. Don't make them little pussy sets because then you're just going to be doing less and going lighter. You need to average that out. You need to balance that out. If you're doing less volume, you got to up the intensity, make those sets that you do, make them really count. But there's something truly to be said for more frequency, less volume, and then upping the intensity. There really is something to be said for that because when you're doing, let's say 15 sets for a body part, 15 or 20, let's say you're doing a ton of sets, you're doing chest, it's chest day, 20 sets. How much do you have left on set 19? Set 17? How much juice do you have in the tank? You're going to be fucking spent. You're not going to have anything left if you're going to that point. Like you're burnt. You're just like beating a dead horse. I think, especially natural lifters, I think most people are really stressed out physically and emotionally. I think we agree. We all agree with that. Most people are stressed the fuck out. And when you add on tons of physical duress, I think eventually just people break. You get sick. You overtrain without realizing that you're overtraining more than just the physical. You're psychologically burnt out. You're psychologically fried. You're emotionally fried. And then you go and you destroy your chest for 2 hours in the gym. We're trying to keep our body in order to build muscle, metabolize fat. Understand that your body has to be in a healthy position. Your body has to be in a healthy place. Your body has to be in a place of minimal stress. Your body has to feel good. Your body has to be in a good situation in order to build, in order to be anabolic. And when you're beating yourself up all the time, if you're really under a lot of stress and you're not allowing your body to recover, it comes down to recovery. Again, if you're not recovering, you're not going to build. And I think we are just focused so much on doing the damage, but that's not what's rebuilding. Damaging our body is not what's getting us bigger. That's causing the trauma. But if you're not recovering and letting that build back up, then you're just knocking down a house, building it halfway back up, fucking it up again, trying to build it up a little bit, fucking it up again. And you're never really completing your process. You just keep on smashing the same thing before it's actually fully healed. And if you're smashing a muscle or you're smashing parts of the body that aren't completely healed yet, and they're still like at a partial capacity, and you're risking injury, you're risking illness, you're risking, jeopardizing your physique in terms of injury and strain and stuff like that. What's up, Oz? What's up, Diggity Dog? Let's see. Mike started a new 5-day routine. Push 1, pull 1, legs, push 2, pull 2. What's that push 2, pull 2? Just the second day of pushing and pulling, or is that like a different workout for push pull? Cool. That's cool. So you're doing 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you're doing 2 days of active recovery. That's a lot of resistance every day, man. That's 5 days of resistance in a row. I would split that up. Why don't you do push pull? You could do push pull legs and do recovery. And that would be 4 days and do push pull recovery. I would split that up a little bit more. Just my 2 nuts on the matter. That's 5 days of resistance in a row. I would break that up a little bit more. In mi opinion. Know what I'm saying? Tara, how long should a workout be? That depends. I'm new to lifting and trying to figure out where to start. Well, I mean, if you have a program or something you're following, it'll take as long as that takes. If you're brand new to lifting, focus on total body, and really your total workout should probably be no longer than like 45 minutes. 30 to 45 minutes. If you're brand new to lifting, you're only going to need your form needs to be the focus, and you only need 1 or 2 sets, sub max, like sub to failure. I know that does, if you're new to lifting, that's not going to make a lot of sense, but you don't want to push yourself to failure when you first start. And then if you feel good, you can just go a little bit more the next round. Honestly, I look, if you're looking for something to do, if you're looking for a type of program, if you're looking to get started, I highly recommend, look, the reason why I created Swolenormous X is because it's the best fucking place to get your fitness on. So if you're interested in getting started, I would check out my website. I mean, there's a lot of programs and free stuff that you can find. I have workouts and stuff on my blog too, as well, on swolenormousx.com. But if you're looking for the full structured programming, I would highly recommend joining and starting up. It's for all levels, men and women, and everyone else that's, a member in the comments. If you can answer her question or help her out. It's important just to start. Look, there's many different ways to get results. There isn't one road to success, but you have to be consistent. You have to make sure you're doing something that's not going to put you at risk. A lot of people just jump right into something, what their friend's doing, or they find some 30-day challenge and they go fucking bang themselves up. They end up doing more harm than good because you need to learn the right form. You want to start with the right foundation. Like anything else, you don't want to start bad habits when you're beginning. Like if you're learning how to play the piano or guitar, you don't want to start off with bad habits because they're harder to correct in the future. Especially with your body, you don't want to be doing weights in the future, and because you never really learn proper form, you tear your rotator cuff or you hurt your hip because you've been squatting wrong for 4 years or something like that. Oh, there you go. Oliver already answered. I would not focus on the time spent, but what you accomplish in the time. Swolenormous X, try it out. There you go. Thank you, Oliver. Appreciate it. You already answered the question. I just meditate until I've OD'd on Zen. Fuck stress. Agreed. Yeah, I've had some amazing workouts in a half hour, not including warm-up. Some of my best workouts have been in a shorter time frame. Like when I'm really busy, it's because you don't have time for bullshit. You don't rest. You don't slack. You don't sit around. You don't check your phone 3 times as long between sets, right? You're just kind of like bang, bang, bang. You're just hammering shit out. If you're not timing your rest periods and you're not really cognizant of that, you'll waste a lot more time in the gym than you think. I came into this and heard stress. Hi, my name is Monty and I'm stressed. Everyone's stressed. But here's the thing. Stress is good. It's good to have stress. Stress is natural. It's just how your body, how you react to stress. It's how your body, it's how you adapt and how you combat stress. You're welcome, Tara. What back titties? Back titties? I had to put an asterisk where the I is just in case, because sometimes Twitch or some site they block naughty words in the title. So I put, can't say titties. Gotta be careful. Gotta be careful what you say nowadays, fam. Get in trouble real easy. When I started, my focus was research and learning. It's good to do your research. But you can also get crippled by research, because even if you look up actual research, you're going to find studies that show one thing and you're going to find studies that show the other thing. You're going to see an article that says, don't eat carbs. You'll see another article that says you need carbs, and you're going to eat this and say, oh, do paleo. No, keto's the way. Oh, be raw vegan. There's always going to be there are people that think the earth is fucking flat. There's always going to be some group of people and some evidence or some website, and you can't just listen to anything. That's why when it comes to nutrition and training, all right, there's some really good things to focus on for anyone. And then let's say if you enjoy doing stuff more like CrossFit style, look, I'm not going to tell you what you enjoy and what you don't, but I'm certainly going to warn you and try to guide you on creating a good physique and have a good understanding of your body before you go and do higher level activities. There's something for everyone, whether you like to cycle, maybe you're a cardio, but look, if you love cardio, there are people that do marathons, ultra marathons. People love those Spartan races. If you love that, that's enjoyment. That's something that you love to do with your life. So fucking go for it. I am not here to say you should never do that if you want to get in shape. there are a billion fucking ways to do it. I'm more concerned with, are you prepared? Are you doing what you're doing properly? Are you creating the proper foundation for doing the activity you want? Are you doing the activities that you should be doing to get the goal that you want? And a lot of people are not doing that. They're trying to get amazing body, but they're doing random fucking exercise. They're doing heavy weights, but they need to be doing correctives. Like, I just want to try to guide people towards, their better approach for what they want. I'm not here to tell you what you want. I'm not here to, I'll voice my opinion about whatever the fuck I want. And that's why you're here, because I'll fucking say whatever the fuck I want. And I'll give you my opinion on it, but it doesn't mean you can't do it. I'm not your daddy. Well, I'm your papa. But I'm not here to say that you can't enjoy cycling. But if you're trying to get fucking yoked and build tons of muscle, but you want to ride your bike 50 miles a day, you got some conflicting shit. You got to figure out what the fuck you really want. So hopefully that makes more sense. That little analogy at the end there. Can you do more daily swoles this late? Maybe. It depends. I don't personally like it this late. However, it might be something that is better in the summertime because where the office is, the sun comes up. So in the morning, it's just hot as fuck. It just cooks through the window. So I have like insulation up. I have all this hardcore shielding from the sun. So it might be something that I do more. It depends. I don't want to, everything's up for grabs, but, usually it might be cooler later on the day. So it could be something that's more frequent. It could be. It certainly could be. But it's funny. The few times I've done it early, people turn up for the morning swoles. I do like the early morning swoles. I'm just not usually, up and cracking to do the daily swole. I usually get started my day with some other stuff. But here's the thing is with a podcast is that if you're listening to it, if you listen to the audio, it doesn't matter. You'll usually just get it the next day anyway, and you're just listening one at a time. So it really doesn't matter. The live cast is cool. I kind of like that random because then people get at different times. But I'm open for it. I like the midday swoles. See, everyone has their preference, and you'll get all of it. Might need AC. Yeah, might. I definitely need. I have AC. If I have it on while I'm doing the podcast, it's gonna be a loud droning, and I'm not down with that. I don't want to create that much noise. I'm okay with sweating. I just don't like the equipment being under so much heat. So summer's coming. This is just the tip of the iceberg. It's gonna be fucking hot. Even one of those like Dyson fans, I ain't gonna do shit. It's just gonna be an expensive fan that takes up space and blows hot fucking air on my sack. However, if there are any other ways, I'm trying to think of, other ways. It could be valuable. I don't know. I haven't actually tried one or had one here, but I might do that for the summer. We'll see. If anyone does anyone have one of those? Has anyone ever tried one of those Dyson fans? Isn't it completely silent or close to it? If any of you have one, because sometimes they advertise it's super quiet and then you get it and then in the background you hear whoosh. I don't know. Audio stuff is so unique. There's a reason why you deaden everything. You have shit all over the walls and you try to do it like in a completely sound deadening studio. Audio is brutal. If you think it's tough to film, if you think filming is one thing, oh my goodness. When I started doing content, at first it's like get the right lighting, you understand lenses, you're in DSLR and blah, 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 and video editing. And then you get into sound. You're like, oh my God, there's like another world with sound. I don't even produce music. Just the fucking different layers and making sure it's clean and interference. And it's just super crazy. There's just so much stuff once you get into it, once you go deep in like any kind of different, I guess, skill set, you just learn how fucking far it goes. And you realize, oh, that's why there's sound engineers. Like you really need to understand how sound works and how sound moves. It's fun though. It's fun to learn. It's definitely fun to learn. At least I'm learning for a reason and it's helping me, but it's hard to be really good at that shit. Talking about titties, is it possible for a woman to lift her breasts without surgery? I'm sure it depends on the person. I mean, anything is, look, again, anything is possible. Anything is possible. Does anyone watching right now have any experience personally? I know some women, you know, a lot of women, when they start lifting, they actually lose some extra body fat and they lose some titty size because you have less body fat. You know, usually that area sometimes tightens up a little bit, but you might lose some extra mass. And a lot of women say, I lost my boobs. It's like, well, you know, do you want to be physically fit and healthy? That's why a lot of women that do hardcore and they lift a lot, they usually get implants because their breast fat, their tissue, you know, your body minimizes it. But the muscle is underneath the breast tissue. So if you tighten up the tissue underneath, like usually you get a little bit more perkiness, but I think it just really depends on the person and what your boob situation is. I can't imagine how many different types of breasts there are. There's probably 1,000 different categories. When you're a physician, when you're like a plastic surgeon, there's probably 500 different boob categories. Do I suntan or do you think it's unhealthy? When I first moved down to Florida, I was like a sun worshiper. I'd be out there fucking putting on oil and stuff. I would not do that anymore. You do that shit when you're younger and you're like, oh, that's going to catch up in the future. I didn't do that for too long, but I used to get a lot of sun. Now I'm like, oh, it's so hot. I want to go inside. I get sun. Like you probably see me if you follow me on Instagram, you see me walking the dog and I'll take my shirt off and I'll get some vitamin D. But I don't lay out there and cook. Like I'll cover up or I'll put some high quality sunblock. I don't put the, I'm not snooty, but I don't want to put the cheap shit, a lot of the chemicals. I don't want that absorbing into the skin. I'm really torn. There's really nothing good, honestly, about sunscreen if you don't want to absorb chemicals. It's just limiting your sun exposure. But you can go to the beach, just bring like a long sleeve or a hoodie and kind of put it on, take it off for a little bit. You know, because my friend's coming down from Ohio and he's going to be here for a few days. So I'm going to be doing some beach time and I haven't gone to the beach in a while because I'm just fucking in here editing and doing all this stuff all the time. So I got to be careful that I'm not like getting cooked because it's that time of year where the sun's out and it's hot, but it's not really humid. You don't feel all the heat because it's really nice. But then you go out, if you haven't gone out in a while, ooh, you're going to get cooked, son. You's going to get cooked. I want implants, but I may change my mind, so I'll wait until I'm at least 30. All right. Hell yeah, I'll trade some tits for some ass. Tits will sag eventually anyway. Wise words. We're getting to this nice boob conversation. When I'm talking about front and back titties, I meant chest and back. I meant push-pull. I'm down with the boob chat. Hey, we can talk titties. Welcome to Titty Talk with your host, Papa Swolio. Let the fun bags fly, episode 1061. Titty Talk. Titty Talk. Tuesday. Ooh, oh my goodness. It's Tuesday Titty Talk. Should we do it? Should we talk tits every Tuesday? Whether it's like chest training or boobs. Should we just do Titty Talk on Tuesdays? I'll do a poll on Instagram and we'll see if you like Titty Talk Tuesdays. Maybe that'll be a thing. I have a couple other ideas for the Daily Swole. A couple different days. We used to do Muscle Monday. I know a bunch of you have been asking about that. Talking about specific muscles. May or may not bring something like that back. I have gotten some suggestions. Going to probably do some more freestyle stuff. We got Q&A, but also have some random episodes like Freestyle Fridays where we just come in here and like literally it's whatever comes up in the conversation, kind of Q&A, but just whatever topics just roll. I want to make the Daily Swole a lot more dynamic. I'm totally fine with doing topics and doing things, and I take some stuff from the Q&As and like I mentioned, when people are asking me a lot of questions that are similar at one time, we'll go down a different road, but every episode is kind of like a Q&A. Ooh, it's raining outside. It's raining gains. Let's see. What's up, Papa? Hyped on catching the late night sleazy. Hell yeah, fam. Watching this as I walk on my tread climber. Good man, bro. Keep it up. Do you think an 8-hour sleep pattern is universally beneficial, or could it be split up in 2 cycles, for example? I think most people, it's not just the length of sleep, it's the quality of that sleep. So I think for human beings, you're designed to have 1 sleep session. You might take a nap during the day, but I don't think 8 hours is for everyone. Some people might be perfect with 6. Some people might be better off with 9 or 10, but I think it should be straight. It should be consistent quality sleep. I don't think it should be broken up into 2 parts. My opinion and my experience, like burning the late night oil, getting a few hours, getting up early and then I just feel like shit. Our HIIT class is good for losing weight and getting toned. Well, there's no such thing as getting toned. That's having muscle and then having less body fat. So that's getting toned just means being leaner. So yeah, sure. I mean, it's going to hit classes, those types of classes. The thing that classes can do is keep you inspired, right? You get people that are going, you have that good energy. So you go and you do it. However, it's not customized to you. It's usually random. It's usually random type exercise. You'll plateau oftentimes. So it could be temporary, but don't be surprised if you lose some weight and you feel good, but then you kind of hit like a wall where you're not seeing progress. So it's definitely possible. Wiener Wednesdays. We'll talk about, I like that. Titties on Tuesdays and wieners on Wednesdays. I don't like wiener. That's too soft. I like to say cock. I rather say pee-pee, but there's no P for a day. Wednesday PP day. It's not the same. I like hit classes. I like classes. I'm sure you do. Fitness crew. What up, dude? I just LOL'd on a quiet subway ride. It's raining boobs outside. Sure is. Look at this. Look at this. What a good episode. Who knew who knew as if I should be shocked that we're talking about titties. I mean, I named the fucking episode Front and Back Titties. Only customized to you if you can use different weights. It's true. Well, I mean, with any class, you should be allowed to use different weights. But the problem is like that same type of pattern, whether you use 5 pounds or 10 pounds, you're not pushing yourself to failure. You're not pushing yourself with real resistance. You're doing short rest. You're doing this. Then you're doing jumping jacks for 30 seconds and you're doing, that's what a real, otherwise it's just a group cardio class. Like if you're doing real high intensity interval training, that means you're doing periods of lower intensity interspersed with periods of high intensity. So in order to hit more of a high intensity point for a longer duration over the course of the class. Whereas if you went really hard for, you kind of and fade off and you have to be more of like a consistent pace, like a marathon, you can kind of sprint and slow down and jog and sprint and slow down and jog. So over the course of maybe 20 minutes, you're doing 10 minutes of high intensity training. Whereas if you just tried to go as hard as you can, you'd only get like maybe a minute and a half from the beginning. So that's the idea behind it, but you can easily adapt to anything. You can adapt to anything. However, if you're trying to gain, you're eating caloric excess, you're getting enough protein, you're training hard, and you're progressively overloading over the course of months and years, you're going to build muscle, you're going to gain size. You're going to love it, Kayla. Taking her first hot yoga class Friday. You're going to love it. It's awesome. Tara, I wish there was a way to have your voice telling me to get my ass moving in the morning as my alarm. Just turn on the Daily Swole. Every fucking pre-roll, I'm like, get your ass to the gym, motherfucker. Get my ass to the gym. Get your ass to the gym. I have a bunch of like audio files for ringtones and stuff like that. I have so many things. I have so many things that I've done or that I'm doing that I plan to do and that just are pushed around on the burners, but all in due time. Choreographed weightlifting classes. Yeah, it's the same thing. You'll plateau quick. I have heard of power yoga. Power yoga is different than hot yoga. Hot yoga, you're in a heated room. Power yoga is more like a strength. You're doing tons of chaturangas. It's usually like a vinyasa flow. It's like a strength class. Power yoga, you should not string a bunch of those together. If you're doing yoga along with strength training, you can easily overtrain by doing power yoga on different days. So that's work. Power yoga is a lot of like push-ups, a lot of chaturanga, a lot of upward dog, downward dog. Most instructors go heavy on the sun salutations and the speed. So yeah, a lot of you didn't pick up on the fact. Well, I left a little Easter egg. So yesterday was obviously April Fool's and I wasn't going to do anything, but I dropped it on the audio experience. I told everyone, I was like, hey, I'm just fucking with you. Papa Swole is not going anywhere. So it was like a little bit of like a tip my hat to those of you that are subscribed to the Swolenormous audio experience podcast. So, hey, if you want all the details, you got to follow in the different places. You got to stay on point. The Swolenormous Experience podcast is great in the morning. Yeah, if you haven't checked those out, the audio experience is going to have a lot of gems. I'm going to put those, probably the Ask Papa Swoleos on there. I keep on saying it. I just have a lot going on, but I've been meaning to upload a bunch of like, just rip a lot of videos and put a lot of the audio up there, just like a mash of a bunch of different things. So keep in mind, like just be ready. Those of you that are subscribed, I want to do like coaching calls and all sorts of stuff. new stuff, new content over there. And I always trying different things. So that's a great place I'm going to test a bunch of shit over there. Yeah, yoga's amazing. Yoga's great for recovery. Yoga's great for psychological, physical health. It's awesome. It's awesome. I would buy a Papa ringtone. Done. What do you think? 99 cents for a ringtone? Get the fuck up, you stupid slut. Get the fuck up. You're a slut for those gains. Oh. It's going to go off like in a Best Buy and you're like, oh shit. There's a new power yoga class on my gym. Well, I mean, it's a hard class. Most of them, that's my experience. Power yoga is power yoga. Like it's speed. You're doing a lot of like strength, like body weight strength. I got a burp or something. Let's see what's going on Instagram. Mini split cooling systems make no noise. What's that? What's a mini split cooling system? Mini split cooling system. I like what that sounds like, which apparently, according to you, it makes no noise. It sounds like nothing, which is great. Yes, I have experience and I have never lost my breast, but they do get perky and nice. But this is only when I'm consistent and work out on the daily. Nice. Fuck when you don't feel the heat till you put a top on and realize you're badly burnt. Ooh, and like it scrapes. LOL, but bigger titties are what make the men look for. Am I right? I'm not look, I mean, you might look. For me, I'm an ass man. Titties are great, but if you don't have a butt, goodbye. I don't care if you have like nice tits and no ass. Meh. Gotta have a booty. Feeling good after that Swole strength? Hell yeah. Hells yeah. All right. Ashtanga yoga. Yeah, there's a lot of... My guy is an ass guy too. Well, look, it's all about what you like. It's all about what you like, but there's different types of yoga. So for those of you that don't know what Ashtanga yoga, you don't know what Vinyasa yoga is, it's important to understand that there are different types of yoga. So whatever you do try, whatever you do end up testing or trying, make sure you try different types and don't, pigeonhole yourself into one kind. Like you can try different things. So if you go to a yoga class and for whatever reason you don't like it, don't like hang your hat on that being the only thing and the only type of yoga and that yoga sucks. It's not for you. I wish I liked yoga, but yoga sucks because of this, that, and the other. Don't like hang your hat on one type of yoga or one instructor. If you don't like the instructor, it could just be the instructor. You just didn't click. Like someone's got to really relax you and kind of help you get into that zone. And if they're not doing that, then you might just need a different class. So don't take one class and then judge yoga based on that. A lot of people do. And it's going to be hard. You're going to feel like a fucking fool, but that's fine. It's a practice. And there's no good or bad in yoga. There's just what you can do on that day. So it's just how it is. Hot yoga. I love hot yoga. I love it. You just got to get used to it. At least you can change your ass without surgery for sure. I love you all. Anyway, fam, I have a lot of stuff I got to do. And you do too. If you haven't gotten your sick fucking gains, go make your gains. If you haven't done yet, here we go. We got something going on right now. If you have not yet subscribed to the Swolenormous audio experience, right when we're done here, go over, I don't care where you listen to your podcast, Apple, Spotify, anywhere, Swolenormous audio experience, go subscribe, hit that subscribe button, and then you'll get notified when I drop new stuff. There's a lot of stuff on there, and it's really fucking short to the point, and there's all different types of things, and there's great stuff in the archive, so you're going to see a lot of stuff over there in the audio experience. Don't miss out on that, and go check out the brand new Ask Papa Swole on YouTube at Swolenormous. Go like it, go subscribe over there. Lots of stuff coming, so thank you to everyone for joining me for episode 1061 of the most muscular Swolecast, Beercast, Broadcast, Gamecast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleazecast, and Slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. I'm not going anywhere. April fucking Fools. You knew that. It wasn't even a joke. It wasn't even, you couldn't even take me seriously. You could not even take me seriously. I'm not stopping anytime fucking soon. So I will see you tomorrow for episode 1062 of the Daily Sleaze. Peace, McGee's fam. Deuce Magoose, ya boy, Papa Swolio. Out.